One, Will Ely. We're recording in a undisclosed location, which, as an EOD tech, I can only take that as the most cryptic thing ever.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me turn off my ringer.
You're all right.
I don't know who's trying to call me.
You're quite all right.
All right. All right. Ringer's off.
Want to run this bitch for like an hour? Can you do that?
Yeah, 45 an hour, something like that.
I can do less, dude. We can do 30, 45. I don't give a fuck. Whatever works best for you, man.
Yeah. Let's shoot for 45.
Okay. So, yeah, you can't say anything about where you are, though, right?
No. And this is like my new civilian job stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm in like a lab with there's hundreds of $1 million worth of weird. I'm in a like a SEM lab in the middle of Central Ohio. Yeah, there's a bunch of there's like 20 electron microscopes in this building.
Jesus. Can you speak on that at all? Can you speak on like what your new job is, or is that?
No, I'm trying to stay away from that.
Okay. We'll tack hard the other direction. They calculated the explosive power of the Beirut explosion. That's what you texted me last week, right?
Yeah. So I think the original estimates that came out were like 2 kilotons, 2,000 tons, if I remember right.
Uh-huh.
But the better calculation was more like 600 tons, which is about a quarter of what the original estimate was.
Okay.
Which probably makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's all TNT equivalent. So when you start dealing with like bulk explosives, especially like ammonium nitrate stuff, it's really slow burning, relatively speaking. And, the 600 tons is pretty, that makes sense. And it also really makes sense that the estimates at the beginning were so far above what everybody thought.
Why is that?
I'm sorry, that the estimates at the beginning were so far above what they ended up being. Explosives always tend to be like that. Everyone always assumes that something's way bigger than it really was. And they probably had a shipping manifest that told them how much ammonium nitrate was in that boat they confiscated.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably just did a straight mathematical, in the best case scenario, what would that ammonium nitrate be?
Yeah.
And that, that had been sitting there for years.
Yeah.
There's no way it's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a chance.
Jesus Christ. So that's still insane, though. 600 tons TNT equivalents.
Oh, yeah. But, at this point, we're just, comparing 600 to 2,000,
Yeah.
That's a major overestimate in the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's also, like I said, not surprising.
Well, then you got the inverse with Castle Bravo, where they thought it was going to be like 10 megatons and it was 15.
Yeah, but that's when we had no idea what the hell was going on or what we were doing.
Just set it off. Just fuck it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. And, and that is outside the world of conventional explosives.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a different realm. I mean, that is the power of the gods.
Yeah. That's taking a whole different kind, like you get away from chemical formulas and move into, calculus.
Yeah.
Like weird, physics.
Yeah.
But
yeah. When you move from the balanced chemical equation of this molecule with this subscript, and instead it turns into this weird potential calculation of like flow states and reaction chains. Yeah, it's like a dark magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Whole different world.
Yeah. So, can you explain the rules he sent to me? He said the 4 rules of being an EOD.
Oh yeah, I was super drunk the other night.
So I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well the night before. So you were texting me, and I was like trying to stay awake, and I was like, save it for podcast. So I'm about to pass the fuck out.
No. I totally know what you're talking about, though. So yeah, 3 rules of being an EOD tech.
Okay.
Rule number 1: always look cool.
Yes, naturally.
And that one, take it as it is. Rule number 2: always be the smartest guy in the room. And that means be smarter than the bomb maker that you're dealing with his bomb, or be smarter than the colonel that you've got to brief afterwards because you just, threw frag at a Humvee and have to explain why that shit happened.
Yeah.
And rule number 3: if in doubt of rule number 2, fall back on rule number 1. And that's all there is to it.
Just kind of look like a badass.
Yeah.
All that matters.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is, like, you don't want to have to the cooler you look, the less questions you have to answer, like, why did you do that? Why did you do this?
Okay. So you just go in looking like a fucking animal. You just go in looking like a Chad.
Yeah.
People are like, he's got it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Instagram, right? It's like the influencer thoughts. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Just be the sexiest fucking girl anyone's ever seen. And you can sell toothpaste. You can sell fucking monkey wrenches. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Fall back on that. Doesn't matter. Get this new Oral-B toothbrush. Just fucking hottest girl in the world. Like, all right, I got it. You don't need to push it. You don't need to know your lines. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like if you just came off a 4-day mission and you haven't shaved and your hair is super long and you're trying to go to the Marine DFAC where they have good food. If you walk in all slow, dragging your feet, some idiot sergeant major is going to stop you and be like, hey man, why haven't you shaved, man? Or if you just kick in the door, walk in like you've got a purpose, get your food, sit down like a fucking adult, and eat, nobody's going to say shit to you.
No one's going to say a fucking word to you. It's like Black Hawk Down. It's like when the Rangers, they would give their stories about Delta coming in, right?
Yeah, and there's always some sergeant major that's going to say something.
Yeah.
But, it's all about, like, having a purpose, having a place to go, knowing what you're doing, not hesitating, and that rolls into, the same time, like, always look cool. It means, like, don't hesitate. Like, if you start worrying about, you got to be able to take the 1,000 variables in the task at hand and break it down to the 1-2 things that are important, make a decision, and carry it out.
Yeah.
Not, all right, here's what I'm going to do. And then you get ready to do it and you're like, but wait, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. Because that's when you make a stupid fucking mistake.
Yeah. It's like what David Goggins says about, like, clearing rooms. He was a Navy SEAL.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know I know who he is, but I don't know what he said. Like, it's probably something about hesitation. Because that's, at the end of the day, with clearing rooms, that's kind of the,
and that's his, like, lesson for, like, life. He's like, look, if there's someone standing behind that door with, like, a minigun mounted in the living room, like, you're dying regardless. So kick in the fucking door. And at least, because you're going in. If you've made the decision that you're going in, all right?
Yeah.
Then go in like a fucking hero. Because you can either go in and flinch and get torn up, or you can go in like a fucking alpha, clearing the room and get torn up. You're going in regardless, so go out as a fucking hero. But he's like, that goes for life. If you're going to go ask for a job or apply for a job, make the decision if you're going to do it. And once you decide you are, do it like you're the best thing that's ever walked through those doors, right?
Exactly. It's the same idea. Same idea.
Just doesn't matter. Just blind confidence. Fuck it. Just go in, and yeah, I mean, just go out like a G.
Yeah. Exactly.
That
I mean, if you start hesitating, you're going to make the decision. You're going to make the mistake regardless.
yeah,
It's better to just like go. Yeah, like at least if you're going to make the mistake, go out like a man.
yeah, yeah. Is the Hurt Lockers accurate or Hurt Locker? Is that accurate, or is that a little messed up?
So
Hollywood?
my big takeaway on that movie, the whole like scene where he takes off in the hoodie, you could throw that away.
Okay.
Anything that happens while he's wearing a hoodie is bullshit.
Okay.
Like the daisy chained IED that we're all on top of each other at the beginning that he pulls up with one hand was stupid.
Yeah.
Because you're going to build a similar thing, but it's going to be stretched out along a road where you have one like every 20, 30 meters to try to blow up a bunch of trucks, not like a bundle of projectiles in a star pattern. That was silly. Car bomb, like at the end of the day, a car bomb, like the car bomb that was there, you evacuate the area and like we were doing boot banger. So Sidney Alford invented this explosive charge called the boot banger. But you really just do your own by taking a couple blocks of C4 and strapping them to the underside of a 5-gallon jerry can full of water. And then you slide that shit under the vehicle.
Okay.
And you blow that up and it shoots the water up through the trunk and takes anything that was in the trunk and throws it out.
So just like a water jet?
So you always had 5-gallon jerry cans. So what's that?
I said, so it's just like a water jet. It just kind of just slices it off?
Yeah. There's usually no reason to go hands-on with a car bomb unless it's like in the middle of a school that you can like.
Yeah.
Car bombs are such a pain in the ass. It's 99% of the time you're going to use some kind of water charge to disrupt it, and yeah, forget all that. Yeah. Too much of a pain in the ass.
Such just a casual car bombs are such a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Let's
what
see.
other takeaway?
What else?
Yeah.
The other way bullshit, like other than a few little things, random officers geeking out over us, that was always happened and was always just hilarious.
Okay.
God.
I want to shake your hand. I want to shake your hand.
Like there's
73. Wow.
Like EOD techs hate it in general, but there's probably more good about it than bad.
Sure.
It brought a lot of people to our community. It was like a great recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are worse problems to have, right?
Yeah.
It's like there are worse problems to have, right? It's
exactly.
I mean, I'm sure fucking Black Hawk Down got more people trying out. Well, I guess you have to be asked to try out for Delta. But, like Top Gun.
Oh, no, you don't. That's not a thing.
All right. Well, I'm fake news. I'm sorry. Look me. All right. Well, end the podcast. It's over. Thanks, Will.
Yeah, no.
That's it. Episode 203. It's over.
No, they do, there's like a soft recruiter that goes around and does, like, pretty much every base has an annual briefing where you can try to go to assessment out in West Virginia.
Okay.
Any EOD tech can assess. But yeah, like you don't have to be Delta, you don't have to be Ranger, you don't have to be Special Forces first. You just have to go to assessment. Now, your chances of getting through selection, if you don't have that experience, is probably crap, unless you're some mythical, Captain America truck driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's no Delta's not invite only. Like, it's a selection just like Green Beret selection.
Sure.
It's just way less often, and it's like out in West Virginia somewhere.
Yeah. There's that, and then it's the other thing. Yeah, about the daisy chain. The thing that he picks up though, that's also like he just wasn't. Well, he one-handed like 4,500 pounds.
I mean, each one was like, each projectile is like, let's call him 100 pounds.
Okay, well, again, I'm fake news. Fuck me.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, so he's still one-handed like 800 pounds dragging across the ground. That's still silly, but that's because they were all plastic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's a great scene. It's a great cinematography, right? He pulled it. It's a great scene.
I mean, maybe they were hollow ones, and we used to find all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
And they were light. Who knows? But like, the fake stuff that bothered me was like, oh, they go out and respond by themselves as a single vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be allowed off base as a single vehicle. You're going to have a convoy of 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's going
which
out.
Which kind of gets rid of like a whole bunch of the getting like by themselves with those SAS guys or whatever they were shooting sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't have happened because they would have had 50 other Army dudes, all with like Ma Deuces mounted in turrets, and they would have just aimed Ma Deuces at that building and just brought it to the ground.
Just fucking turn it into powder. Yeah. It's like a romantic sheriff type thing, right? There's a big iron on his hip. He like just shows up in a truck by himself. Is like, all right, I'm gonna take out this bomb. Again, good for movie making, but
yeah.
So you brought it up last time, and I mean, if my podcast isn't on NSA or ATF watch list, there's no way it's not now because we talked about literally building bombs last time. So I mean, everyone that comes on this podcast, welcome. You are on the list. I hope we have our own server. I hope we have a TPC server somewhere in the NSA.
Yeah, sure.
You talked about how you were surprised at how violent everything is in 2020, that there have not been more homemade explosives.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
I feel like that's even more so now, right? It's only ratcheted up since we last talked. It's only gotten crazier.
Yeah, it's only gotten crazier. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's completely ridiculous, you know, and I don't even know how to describe what's going on right now. Like,
I'm not trying to go into any politics of it. I'm just looking at the pure like volatility of the situation and the civil unrest. It's odd. Yeah, it's odd that there's not. I mean, and it's ratcheting up, right? They've Molotoved some cops last week. That was like a first. Not a van, like an actual, they threw it at cops. Yeah. Why isn't there more explosion? Why aren't there more, IEDs, ambushes? I mean, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying I want this. I'm just, from an objective viewpoint, it seems like there would be more.
Why not? There's a lot of planning involved.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a big step between filling a liquor bottle with gasoline and building a more planned out bomb with a trigger and things. And also, the people that do the bombs end up getting caught because more investigation goes into it. And, you know, that's just the way it's gonna be. You know, it's hard to like, like that stuff is going to get caught.
Yeah. Too many red flags, too many moving pieces.
Yeah.
Now, can you talk about your time at all in the what you did with the Secret Service?
Yeah. That's one of the nice things about Secret Service work is it's all like it's all like it's secret that you're gonna go do it, but once you've done it, there's not a lot you're not supposed that you really can't say.
Yeah.
Like there's no like they don't come out and say you can't like it would. I think they leave it open so that we don't talk about it, you know, but like they don't like draw a line.
Okay.
But it's, you know, it's.
Can you explain that a little more?
Like, I can absolutely say that I worked, you know, I went to China for a week when Biden went there for a day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah. I mean, that was an easy one. Because I went there, you know, basically, you know, did me stuff, did, you know, stuff related to what I do.
Yeah.
You know, but I had to get there a few days before he did, so that, you know, because they couldn't afford to not have us there when he got there.
Yeah.
So it just meant I got a bunch of free days in Beijing hanging out.
Fucking chilling.
You know, because my flights did get there on time.
Yeah.
But, you know, from there it's, yeah, I don't know. Like from there, you know, I did 10 days in Martha's Vineyard with the Biden or the Obamas.
That's so cool.
More speeches and little things that I can count.
Yeah.
You know, but I wouldn't get into like a bunch like the security procedures. That were put into place.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going to ask you, but okay.
Yeah. But most of the time, it's me manning like a vehicle checkpoint and with a like paired up with a Secret Service dog handler.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just kind of, you know, waiting for, you know, something to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you said that they leave it open so you don't talk about it, does that mean like by not, you know, signing your life away to secrecy, it's almost less sexy, so you're probably not going to spill the beans? It's like once you're 21, you don't really drink as much as when you're 18 because you're like,
A little bit, yeah. And then like we always, so like me and the other EOD guys I traveled with, one thing we always did was cover stories. Like that's a thing in EOD. Like
really, especially
with all the Secret Service missions, we always we come up with them ourselves, and it's mostly a thing to do with the bar.
Yeah.
So I did a month at Trump Tower with another guy and a bunch of other people. There's always a bunch of bomb guys at Trump Tower.
Holy shit.
And like we had a bar we picked out that we were going to one night a week or so, and by like halfway through, the bartenders knew us, and we had a cover story that we were consultants in the security field, you know, because we want something that's kind of like believable, and fits like our personalities and the way we dress.
Sure.
And like we had this whole story about why we were in town, and one night, Secret Service guy in uniform, like a uniformed Secret Service guy, comes walking in with his dog, walks right up to us, and he's like, hands on back, how's it going, man? What's going on? You guys having fun? And the bartender's like, oh, how do you know these guys? And he's like, oh, they're the bomb guys. They're working with me over at Trump Tower. We're both like, dude, we had a cover story here.
Oh yeah, he's the bomb guys. We're looking for the bomb on the corner of like what bomb? Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly. And it's like,
walks in.
What was the point of that, man?
Now is that guy just a fucking moron?
That to us.
Was that guy just a fucking moron, or did it not matter that much?
He just didn't care. He just literally didn't care. He was unconcerned.
I was
yeah.
Sorry, you just broke up. We good?
You cut out there for a minute.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I was in
You
Manhattan.
cut out there. I missed what you asked.
Yeah, no, I said I was in Manhattan for a couple days, and I was near Trump Tower, and I saw they had all the dump trucks lined up around it, full of like concrete. Was that for like a car ramming it potentially?
But yeah, like I only got like one out of every other word. It's saying your bandwidth is low.
Motherfucker. Let's see. Can you hear me? Are we good now? Any better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It always does this in the evening. I swear to God, it has the internet has an attitude, it has a personality. It gets really bitchy after 4. But yeah, I was in Manhattan, and I think in 2017, like early 2017, and yeah, I remember going by Trump Tower. And there are all these dump trucks full of like concrete around the perimeter. Is that for like car bombs?
So what year did they have? Because I know they had the dump trucks, but they got rid of them now.
Yeah.
I don't know when they got them, when they got rid of them, but yeah, that's all car bomb stuff.
Yeah, I think that was when he was president-elect. I think that's when I was there. It was like December 2016, January 2017. So he was president-elect.
Okay, yeah, I think they have those when he's there. When I was there, it was like just the kids and the wife.
Mm-hmm.
There's like different levels of security depending on like if he's there. And when I was there, it was like the kids were there every day, so they couldn't just like keep those up permanently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's New York's a weird one because there's so many, just an infinite number of nooks and crannies. Like, right? Who's to say you just don't dump a bunch of C4 on one of the subways, right?
Yeah, but they kind of know like what's under Trump Tower. They know what's next to it.
Yeah.
And they've had it for long enough that it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, that's just got to be a headache and a fucking half, defending the president in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. It's like a final exam question. In the hypothetical scenario, the president's in Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
So you remember when that guy like tried to scale the side of Trump Tower and he had like suction cups?
I'm losing you again. Scaled the side of Trump Tower?
Yeah. He scaled the side of Trump Tower.
I don't think I saw anything about that.
That was, that was way back. That was 2016, 2017. But he got up like a couple floors just like with like suction cups. He looked like a fucking Inspector Gadget character. He was going up the sides, and then they like broke the windows and pulled him in.
Well, the funny thing is there is a public access, like anybody can walk into the main front of Trump Tower.
Yeah.
And up to the 5th floor. The first 5 floors are public.
Yeah. It's a big atrium.
Yeah, so you can go, and then on the 5th floor, there's like an outdoor patio. So like anybody can go out there. And if you've got, I can totally see like some suction cup stuff getting through security.
Yeah.
Just because like the Secret Service guys at the front, I don't know what they're going to say to some suction cups.
Yeah, a plumber. Yeah, is he just replacing windows, right? It's like, what do you...
Yeah. It's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's a skyscraper made of glass. They're probably going to be replacing windows from time to time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, is there... I don't know how to word this. For something like a static, fixed presidential location, like the White House, right? Where it's not Trump is president, he's there, and then when he's not there, the security is not going to be there, or relatively... But like a fixed, like presidential, like that is, that is Olympus. Are there like chemical bomb sniffers that you just would start play? I've always wondered what the security is in DC itself. When it's been there for hundreds of years, I feel like they've got to start kind of implementing security things like within the city, like streetlights, detectors, like Do you think that, or am I just going tinfoil hat more?
I've heard all kinds of stories, particularly like radiation detectors.
Yeah.
All over the city.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen it, and I've done work in the city.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I can't speak to it beyond what like, what just random stuff I've read and like trying to combine it with what probably makes sense.
Yeah. 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 Because I feel like if you've been there for that long, they're going to slowly start. Because again, Trump Tower, you're only defending it for X number of years. Versus White House, it's like, I mean, Jesus, Truman had to renovate it because it was so old, like fucking Truman. So it's like,
yeah,
you got to start. You're there for so long. It's like, why don't we start kind of going on the offensive, if you will, right? Putting things in the city. It's, I'm sure SAM sites. There's probably fucking Sea-Whiz, the fucking machine guns everywhere, right? Doesn't it seem like that'd be the case?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing is to think about is it's got to already be the case. So there's like the buses that are like there's these little trains under DC, under the mall, to get them from their office buildings to the Capitol building.
Yeah.
And that's been there forever.
Yeah.
So, and they've built on since then. And that was just something they were like, oh yeah, it's too dangerous to have all these, elected leaders walking across the mall.
Yeah.
So, and that's something small they've done forever ago. They had to have added, other stuff. Like,
yeah.
But I think the only way you're going to find out is if you put a bunch of radiation sources in a vehicle and drive around until somebody stops you.
Tune in for episode 204 because I'm heading to DC.
Got like
full plutonium.
I think that's the only way you're going to find out, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm reading between the lines. You're telling me to go bomb DC. I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But
right.
Have you ever heard of the DUCC, the DUCC, the Deep Underground Command Center? It was proposed, I believe, under the Kennedy administration.
I haven't read about it, but it sounds like a lot of the other like random weird things like that. There's all the big stuff at Cheyenne Mountain. All the Stargates, like from the Stargate movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why the Northcom commander's there. There's giant command centers all over the place.
Yeah, Raven Rock, Mount Weather.
Yeah, could replicate. Like, we're already capable of basically, like replicating what is at the White House wherever the president goes.
Yeah.
Like when the president goes on vacation, they're setting up basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You froze on me.
Sorry. Am I still here? Will?
Yeah.
We good?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Well, your video's coming through just fine, so.
Oh, all right. You came back.
Okay.
I think it's your upload pipe.
It's definitely, dude, my internet fucking sucks. It's not even a question of whose is it. It's my internet. Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, man, let's carry this on next time. Internet's kind of slowing us down, and
I got you.
My audio here is not great.
I got you, man. I apologize. It's
no,
yeah,
it's good. But anyway, this week turned it into crazy because I ended up.
No worries.
I ended up being able to move all my jobs for next week to this week. So
no worries.
I might hit you up on Monday. Maybe we'll find something in next week or
Absolutely.
The week after. We'll catch this up and do a good one.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry everybody. Internet sucks. That might be the NSA fucking with us because they don't like us They don't like us talking about radiation.
Yeah. Your internet's slowing down because it's getting to the FBI servers.
Bastards. All right, my man. Well, hey, I'll text you and we'll set something up next week, all right? Or the
All
weekend.
right.
All right, dog.
Sounds good.
Peace.
All right, bye.